Welcome to the Fuji stand here at INTERNEPCON Japan. I'm delighted to be joined by the General Manager, Shun Nakai, to my right. Welcome, Shun.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. And then from the Robotics and Engineering Department, we've got Mr. Ao.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Okay.
Nice coming.
Thank you. So we've been talking today about the Industry 4.0 Smart Factory, which I think everybody's agreed it's a journey that we're on. And we're looking to examine today where Fuji is on that journey. So maybe I'll start with you, Shun, to talk a little bit about the strategy that Fuji is, or the approach that Fuji is taking to this.
Okay, Fuji is trying to develop the entire solutions by ourselves, but in addition to that, to prepare the solution for everybody through third parties integrations.
Right.
I mean the Fuji Smart Factory members, and then Fuji Smart Factory members is at the top suppliers of each equipment or coverage area, and in also all players is now working to communicate with us to do the IoT.
Right.
Yes. Then after that, the iOS stage are going to be coming through smart factory members.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is our strategies.
So you've developed your own software, but basically you're inviting third parties to connect with you into that,
Right.
So that if a customer, for example, has already bought equipment in the field, then he can integrate that with the Fuji system.
Right. That's we are asking just using the identical specific interface, but it's a common one, and then through common interface prepared by our partners,
Yeah.
then the customer can connect to our systems, and then IoT is there. Yes.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So if I could turn to you, Al, how are we implementing this? Where are we in this journey? Do you have SBIs talking to printers? What sort of instructions can you give at the moment?
Yes, we have a standard communication interface we call Easy Link.
Okay.
As SPI can detect the defect, or SPI can detect the position of the print offset.
Okay.
SPI can send the feedback data to printer from SPI. It's we can offset the print position using SPI data. Yeah.
Now we talked a little bit off camera about one of the problems that manufacturers have. Sometimes they get a batch of bad boards in, where the board has some warpage or coplanarity issues. How does the Fuji system deal with this?
Yes, a customer want to get the cheapest board. In this case, SPI have to check the board condition and send the remote skip information to our mounter. Our mounter can skip the board using SPI data.
Okay.
It's a feedback system of the our Fuji Smart Factory.
Okay, excellent. So, and do you have AOI then also communicating post-placement back to your mounter, or is it built into the mounter?
Yes, AOI can connect the data. For example, mounter using the nozzle for mount and using the feeder for mount. AOI can get the nozzle ID, feeder ID from our mounter.
Okay.
If AOI detect the defect, depend on nozzle or feeder, AOI can send the feedback for skip the nozzle or feeders.
Would you want to skip the nozzle, or would you want to give an alert to the operator to say there is a problem with this feeder?
AOI can send the feedback data automatically. For example, this line has a Omron AOI.
Yeah.
Omron AOI has a system for the feedback. This system can send the data from Omron system to our Nexim. Nexim is our integrated manufacturing system for our entire lines.
Right, I see. I see. So you have Nexim controlling the entire line, and then you have a different. What was the other software you mentioned? You have another system between your printer and your SPI.
Yes, we have a standard communication system between mounter and AOIs. It's communication interface same, EasyLink. Yes. If AOI use EasyLink, AOI can send skip information to our machine.
Right.
Our system can check this information correct or not. If our system detect this information is correct, in this case we can change the nozzle or we can change the feeder using system based on the AOI defect data.
So, Sharon, if I can turn back to you again, just to look at the wider strategy. We have a board just behind me here. If I can just bring it to the forward, that explains a little bit about what the Nexim strategy is. Can you walk us through some of this?
Yes, and then we are introducing the plan do see concept these years. And the planning and then do is actual productions, and then C is analysis. Now the plan and the do is a two separated loop, logistic loop and then process loop and analytic loop. Then plan do C concept, and then planning is based on production schedule. We will do simulations.
Okay.
And then the supporting tools capability like automatic programming tool or like recipe generators, the simulators, such kind of the functionality is belonging to engineering group.
Yeah. Okay.
Then also the logistic means the material management. The required material is delivered to the production area without a minimum gap between the actual work and then actual actual production and then production planning.
Right. So
And
this
then-
is really to minimize machine downtime. You know, to keep keep it up.
Yeah, keep running. Yes. And then process loop is the maximize the how say uptime. That is supporting the loop. Then collecting data and analysis and the feedback onto the next planning.
Next one.
That is kind of closed loop is our concept of the smart factory.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So let's turn our attention now to how other companies are presenting their smart factory solutions. It looks like Panasonic and ASM are opening centers which are process centers, really, not just demo centers.
Yes.
Do Fuji have plans to do something similar?
Yes, we have. And then, of course, headquarters in Japan, we have a technical center.
Yeah.
And then, in addition to that, we opened the technical center in Chicago, Americas, US.
Yeah.
And then also, we opened a technical center in Thailand. To cover the South Asia. And then, additionally, we will open another technical center in Frankfurt, in Germany. There's such kind of the key stations to support the customer globally. That is our strategy to technical support.
Right. So, and what will you offer at these technical centers? Will you offer? You'll see the full line operating, obviously. It'll not just be machines doing dry runs. You'll see the system operating. Will you help customers with prototyping, process issues, etc.? How do you envisage using these places?
It's depend on the customer's demand, but we are very open. And if customer needs the NPI or process support, and then yes, we can do. That is the portion of our technical center, not only demonstrations.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as I said at the beginning of this interview, the smart factory is a journey.
Yes.
and we're all at different stages on it. So it's very interesting to see Fuji with some fairly concrete plans to implement this. I want to thank you both for joining me today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.